the invasion into Russia by the Ukrainian forces could be the start of something much greater than it is right now. Now, hear me out. On paper, it looks like the Ukrainian forces are simply invading Russia, much like the Russians did in 2022 when they invaded Ukraine. But this isn't the entire truth, is it? It is from the perspective of a Western perspective. If you were to have, for example, the perspective of the Russians, it looks like the Western forces are invading Russian territory. And you think they're not going to do anything about this? Like, they're just going to stand down and let it happen? I don't think that's going to happen, and I think it's going to turn very nasty very quickly. It is unclear as yet what's going to happen, but I think something like this, Russia maybe wanted it as well. The recruitment numbers are probably going to go way up, and the patriotism by the soldiers, or with the soldiers, is probably going to go up as well. And a mass mobilization could probably occur in Russia to quell this invasion. But I do not know. Could this be the start of something much greater, say for example like World War III, with China getting itself involved as well? This would be NATO forces versus China and Russia, or maybe the BRICS countries. I do not know quite exactly as to just which countries would be involved in this, in the opposing side. But the BRICS countries are probably going to get itself involved as well, meaning basically World War III, right? So I want to bring you to this post. This is from Vicegrad24. Ukrainian drone shave struck the Russian oil depot near Rostov again. It has been on fire for 6 days now. There's a risk that the fire will spread from the oil tanks to the kerosene tanks, which would cause an even bigger explosion. Now this is in Russian territory. So you can see this is a massive attack on Russian infrastructure. And you think they're just gonna let this happen? They attacked several bridges as well in the Kursk region. Things are just going to get worse, I think. It's now confirmed that Ukraine destroyed and damaged a large number of Russian fighter jets this morning. This is a direct attack on Russian ability to defend itself. And you think they're not going to do anything about this? The first satellite pictures after the drone swarm attack against Marinovka military airfield near Volgorod are in. 29 Russian planes were there on August 19th. So you can just see the amount of damage that the Ukrainian forces have done to this airfield. Insane, really. Which brings me to this. So according to Tom Robinson, I have not actually fact-checked this, so treat this with a grain of salt, but I believe him to be very speaking in truth when it comes to this. NATO airbase Geilenkirchen in Germany on high alert due to potential threat. Now what could this be? Could it be a terrorist attack or something like that? No. This is probably because of the direct implications of supporting Ukraine and their invasion of Russia. This could be very dangerous, right? All non-essential staff sent home. And it's just going to start to get worse, right? Croatia has announced that they are reintroducing compulsory military conscription for all men starting next year. Croatia suspended conscription back in 2008 when the country shifted to a volunteer-based system. We have the same situation in Sweden as well. I believe conscription is back, basically. In Croatia and in Poland as well, things are just starting to get heated when it comes to the military expenditure and everything military, really. And it's just ramping up. Things are just going to get worse. Really, really fast, I think. Which country's weapons is Ukraine using in Russia incursion? I think the word is kind of strange too, right? Reports say several NATO countries, including UK and Germany, have allowed Ukraine to use their weapons in Kursk. Meaning NATO countries, or simply Western countries, are allowing this invasion with their own weapons. Yet they're not involved in the Russia-Ukraine war, right? They're not involved at all. Yeah, spare me, right? Ukraine has confirmed on Wednesday that it had used weapons supplied by the United States to attack Russian bridges over the same river in Kursk, like I said before, mentioned. On Monday, a Russian military investigator said that Ukraine had completely destroyed one of the three bridges on Same, damaging the other two. the US has not officially commented on whether its weapons were used. But who is to say they're not used? These are Western weapons. Doesn't really matter, right? Western weapons are basically United States weapons. It doesn't really have an effect which ones specifically these weapons come from. However, a Kremlin spokesperson previously accused Kiev of using weapons built in the West in its recent incursion in the Kursk region. Are they wrong? No. For the first time, the Kursk region was hit by Western-made rocket launchers, probably American HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, Maria Zakharova. Sorry, I cannot pronounce these names. A spokeswoman for the Russian military in Foreign Affairs said on August 16th on the Telegram messaging app. Russia's ongoing incursion into Kursk began on August 6th. So what? It's been like 3 weeks now, almost. And things are they're not doing quite as good as you would have hoped for the Russian forces, right? It's going pretty badly, and I think they have nukes, right? Russia has several hundred nukes. How about you just use a low yield nuke to completely evaporate the Ukrainian forces? Wouldn't that be an option? I think it would be a very likely option if things are going to get a lot worse. I think I'll just leave it there with this article. I don't really want to read anymore. It's just kind of depressing, to be honest. But I think I'll just leave it there, the entire thing. Leave a like, subscribe, share this. It does definitely help me if you share this. And I'll see you next video coming up later today. So yeah, see ya.